So Lucas, what's your favourite thing about the Power Rangers?
Yeah.
Yes, mine too. I fucking love that noise, it's so good. It's just like saying it's like, yeah! Anyway. So Lucas, you are here in spirit and also in my ear. And would you like to explain now to the audience at home what the topic of today's conversation is?
We are going to be talking about the Power Ranger named Tommy Oliver.
Yes, specifically we'll be referring to the Ranger Wiki, a link to which will be found below.
Of course there's a Ranger Wiki.
Mate, have you any idea how deep Power Rangers lore goes?
I really don't, but I want to know.
Let's find out. So we're going to start, as we often do at the beginning, with the biographical information of one Tommy Oliver. And you can already tell it's going to be a good one because it says Tommy Oliver, Green Ranger, White Ninja Ranger, Zeo Ranger v Red, Red Turbo Ranger, Black Dino Ranger. So there is various Ranger, mantles that he's held. And we have gender, male, seasons, Mighty Morphin, Zeo, Turbo, Dino Thunder, colours, green, white, red and black. So he's almost got the entire trifecta there.
Yeah.
The only one he's not been is blue, of the male Rangers, is it?
That's true, yeah.
And then you have the female Rangers, which is usually pink and yellow. And the fact that everyone will now be screaming at us in the comments is that in the original Super Sentai series, the Yellow Ranger was a man. Mm-hmm. And in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers series, because they just use footage of Super Sentai, you can see that the Yellow Ranger has a very clear dick bulge, including one infamous shot of the Ranger crouching down onto the camera to deliver a punch where you can just see this huge fucking dick bulge. So he just makes it look like Aisha's packing, man. And then we have Homeworld, Earth, first appearances, Green with Evil Part 1, Out of Control. Last appearance, Power Rangers, Soul of the Dragon.
Oh my god.
Why does everything about Power Rangers just smack of, power metal album covers come to life?
It's so good.
It's so good. And then we have number of episode appearances, 124 for Mighty Morphin, 50 for Zeo, 19 for Turbo, 1 for Wild Force, 37 for Dino Thunder, 1 for Super Mega Force, 2 for Hyper Force, 1 for Super Ninja Steel, 1 movie, 1 web series, 1 short film, and 1 graphic novel for a total of 241.
Man, he loves being the fucking Ranger.
Speaking of which, the actor is listed as one Jason David Frank. However, Tommy Oliver has been portrayed by one Michael Argotto as a child, Jeffrey Perosa as a voice in Wormhole, uncredited, and then Malika Lim in Hyperforce episode 18, presumably because Jason David Frank was too busy fighting him in UFC. As a little aside, Lucas, do you remember that wrestler CM Punk, the one who became a UFC fighter? Yeah, well, when he became a UFC fighter, there's a story going around that Jason David Frank's camp was trying to arrange a fight between the two. And Jason David Frank was like, man, the marketing writes itself, Power Ranger versus wrestler. It's literally that thing kids would do. When you're a kid and you've got your wrestling toys, and then you bring Action Man in for the assist, and then you put your Power Ranger toys in, and then the Megazord comes in. So the marketing writes itself, and I don't ever think they ever managed to get that deal down. But that would have been so fucking cool.
That would have just been amazing.
So you could just use the action figures. And we'll move past that and go on to a quote from Tommy Oliver. Would you like to hear it here, Lucas?
Oh yeah?
Is it Kia? No, it's not. Sorry. No, I've got a message for your boss telling him that Tommy's back and no matter what colour I am, he'll never defeat me. And he says that to Zeltrax.
I don't know who that is.
It's probably a villain. Oh, wait a minute. What am I saying? It's definitely a villain with a name like Zeltrax. So do you want to hear the first sentence, Lucas?
Yes.
I'm expecting you to lose your shit from word 1. Dr. Tommy Oliver is a Power Ranger and considered a legend among the Ranger community. When did he become a doctor?
I don't know.
He's got a PhD in ass whooping. Do we even need to continue? We've got Dr. Tommy Oliver. Oh man. Lucas, if you went into your doctor's office and a guy came out the white doctor's coat and he had a fucking Power Rangers helmet on, would you feel more secure or less secure that doctor knows what he's doing?
So safe, Karl.
Imagine him just administering all the medicine, doing all the crazy poses. Do you like the crazy
Three backflips to get over to the prescription leaflet.
Do we even need to continue? Dr. Tommy Oliver. He is often considered to be the greatest Power Ranger of all time, having been part of 4 Power Ranger teams over the years. His career as a Power Ranger did not start like most. He was chosen by Rita Repulsa to become an evil Green Ranger, making him the first evil Ranger in Power Rangers history. So he was tasked with destroying the original team, and he nearly succeeded. Which is why I think everyone thinks he's like so badass.
Because he took on the entire like Power Rangers team on his own.
Yeah, and nearly beat them. And then his Dragon Zord is almost as powerful as the Megazord on its own.
Yeah.
And then they have that moment where the Dragon Zord puts on the Megazord's armor and becomes the Dragon Megazord.
It's so cool.
And something I found out years later is that those two toys were actually built to combine. They just never told anybody. So if you owned the Megazord toy and you owned the Dragon Zord toy, they could be like stuck together.
Really?
Yeah, and become the Dragon Megazord.
I'm not sure I ever knew that.
Yeah, and no, I don't think anyone did. I found out years after the fact. I'm like, holy shit! Like, because I remember someone having that toy, and then someone else having the dragon, and they'd make them fight. And I'm like, oh man, oh. Anyway, it's like, do you even give a shit about the rest of his history? Because,
well, I think we've summed it up.
Yeah, well, I think we've summed. Like, I don't want to know how he became a doctor because that'll ruin it for me. Because I'm imagining him just going to like medical school in full Power Ranger outfit. So we've got character history. Little is known about Tommy's early life, other than that he was adopted by the Oliver family at a young age. His brother Davey was adopted by Sam Trueheart, what a name. Although the two would not meet until their teens, at some point in his life, Tommy took an interest in martial arts, mainly karate, and eventually became a master at it. No shit. And the character history page just contains like, episode information from everyone he appeared in which he played like, a key role, which was almost all of them to my knowledge. So it's skip past character history and then video game appearances and then his family to move on to his Ranger powers.
Yes.
Would you like to hear Tommy Oliver's, oh my God, they've just got a picture of the Green Ranger outfit and it's so fucking cool.
I love it so much.
It's so, because it's like a slight variation on the original Power Rangers outfit, but they've put the Pauldrons on it. Mm-hmm. And the addition of those just makes it so badass.
I think it may be still one of, if not the coolest Power Ranger armor.
I think it is. Yeah, like the White Ranger one's too ostentatious for me.
I prefer the green.
Yeah, the only time I like the White Ranger outfit is in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, where it establishes that Samba, I think his like little sword is called, has a mind of its own and can just fly.
Yeah.
And it just the tiny little laser beam that drops the dumpster on like the Ivan Ooze's minions. It's so dumb. And he says his Zord is the Dragon Zord, the coolest fucking Zord. Actually, no, I don't think he was. I know he's the most powerful, but my favourite Zord was always the Mastodon. Just it made the elephant noise when it came in. It's like, yeah, it's so cool, big elephant. And then I got really pissed off that in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie again, the Black Ranger loses Mastodon and gets a frog.
I kind of love it though.
And have you ever heard the story from the actor who plays the Black Ranger? I think it's Johnny Young Bosch, about like how he reacted to like learning he's going to become a frog.
No.
When he found out in the script, he was so depressed that he's going to be a frog. They wrote it into the movie. So that line where he just goes, "What's wrong, Adam?" He goes, "I'm a frog." That was the actor's actual reaction. That he's a frog. And they put it in the movie. Okay, so we have the arsenal of the Green Ranger, which includes his wrist communicator, his power morpher, which includes the Dragon Power Coin. Like of all, the dumb, like fan stuff I want to own, a power morpher and power coin is absolutely on my top 10.
Oh, that would be.
Like, if I ever had the opportunity to like buy actual, proper memorabilia from any show, it would be like one of those power coins, just to have it on my shelf and be like, there it is. There's the Mastodon power coin. Then he has the Master Morpher, the Dragon Dagger, which he could play like a flute, if you remember.
He can, yeah. That's how he summons the Dragon Zord.
And then he had the Dragon Shield, the Sword of Darkness, temporarily while I was under evil influence, the Power Sword, which was temporarily loaned to him by the Red Power Ranger, and the Blade Blaster, and the Mega Heater. Oh my God, like everything about Power Rangers is so fucking cool. And to bring it back to the Black Ranger, like, the actor who plays him, he's now the voice of Broly. Did you know that? The new voice of Broly in the Fighters?
Yeah.
That's him.
That's
they just brought him in and all he does is scream. And he's also the voice of Nero.
Yeah, that's the one I knew. I knew he was Nero.
And then we move on to the, oh my God, I've just seen the White Ranger outfit and it's so fucking cool. I know I said that about the Green Ranger outfit, but the White Ranger ones, they're all so awesome. As the White Ranger of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and the way I always heard that put is, he's the White Power Ranger. Be careful how you say that one.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then the Zords, yeah, don't think about it too much. And the Zords he had 3 apparently. He had the Tiger Zord, the White Ninja Falcon Zord, and the White Shogun Zord.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
And this is why I don't like the White Power Ranger, because in the movie that I talked about, like, everyone gets an animal, and they get like, you know, a frog, a gorilla. What does, like, you know, Tommy Oliver, big dick Tommy, he gets the white ninja falcon sword. It's too cool. Then his arsenal is, again, like the wrist communicator, the power morpher, and like his master morpher, and Samba, his little talking sword that can spin around. Then he gets the white shark cycle. I don't remember that, do you?
No.
Apparently he does. Then he can be the white ninja ranger, when he gets his, like, you know, white ninja power. He gets a wrist laser. He's got the metallic armor when he's in Zeo Ranger, in which he has the red battle Zord and the Super Zeo Zord. And he has the Zeo laser blade, the Zeo laser pistol, the Zeo power. Yeah. And then you have Power Rangers All Out Battle, I think it's called, which is where they bring in literally every single Power Ranger who has ever existed, obviously led by Tommy fucking Oliver, because I think what happens is all that, like, oh no, we're fighting this overwhelming force of evil, what do we do? And they turn around and they see a crowd of 1,000 Power Rangers being led by Tommy Oliver, like in a very obvious insert shot that they just put him into, like, you know, because they're using footage from the Japanese show.
Yeah.
And during that, I distinctly remember that you have a scene where every single red Power Ranger at once is fighting. And they all turn, do you know that thing they can do? They all turn to Skittles and fly into the air and become a rainbow.
Oh, yeah,
Every Power Ranger does that at the exact same time and just obliterates the sky. It is the coolest, dumbest thing I have ever fucking seen.
Oh,
but hopefully there'll be a clip of that in there, because like just that bit where it's like, oh, we need help. Who is it? Oh, it's every single Power Ranger, 6 of which are played by the same guy.
Here they come.
Okay, so as we often do, we'll end on trivia. And Lucas, would you like to hear some Tommy Oliver trivia?
God, yes.
Okay, so we have in 1993, the profile card for Tommy on the box of the Dragon Zord toy with the Green Ranger toy revealed Tommy's birthday as October 20th. This will give him the same birthday as his teammate, Jason Lee Scott, the original Mighty Morphing Red Ranger. What a neat little thing. His birthplace is listed as Los Angeles, and he's also, according to the profile card that came with that Dragon Zord toy mentioned earlier, his favourite subject was history, his favourite food is cornflakes, his favourite hobby was playing blues on a flute. Oh, so that explains his flute skills!
Oh shit, yeah.
There's a canonical reason why he can play the Dragon Zord flute flawlessly without effort. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I didn't know they had an explanation for why, like, he could play the flute. Oh wait, here's one, Lucas. Tommy is the first Power Ranger to grow to giant size.
Didn't he, like, fight a Megazord or something?
Yeah, so do you know the thing that Rita Repulsa did at the end of every episode? That she probably should have done at the start, where they, like, make my monster grow. Apparently he had that happen to him. Tommy's hair has often been the subject of comic relief throughout the series. In Forever Red, Carter Grayson said, well, at least his haircut's regulation now. It says here, in a later episode, he's like, someone mocks his haircut after seeing a photo of the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. To which Tommy responds, hey, it was in style back then.
It was.
It was! He was so cool! It says here that Tommy has fought against 12 types of foot soldiers, so obviously the most famous like being the putty patrollers, which are the dumbest thing ever.
They are.
Conversely, Tommy is the only ranger ever to create foot soldiers of his own. He created the Tyranno-drones. Everything is so awesome! And as the final one here, it says, since Tommy is once again the Green Ranger, it is entirely possible he still has the ability to summon the Dragon Zord, though he has not demonstrated this. Which means at any point, I'd like to think that Jason David Frank has that ability in real life.
Just at any point.
Like, jokes, he's been on the show for so long. I'd like to think that the Dragon Zord has been manifested in reality and would come to his aid if he ever needed it.
I bet it would.
Like, oh, he's in a UFC fight and goes, oh, what's Frank doing now? Oh, he's reaching for something out of his pocket. Is it an illegal foreign object? Oh, the referee's letting it slide. Oh, it's the Dragon Dagger. He's playing a tune. Oh, the foot comes in, and then you've got Vince McMahon up in space looking like Lord Zed, and he gets like Rita Repulsa, like, so Stephanie McMahon is there, throws down the thing, like CM Punk grows to 100 foot tall, and they have a fist fight. Well, that episode writes itself.